Alright fellas, here we're back in Pokemon Masters, and today we're going to be taking a look at Special Costume Irida and Hisuian Zoroark at 3 out of 5, 6-star EX, level 150 with the EX roll. I know that's a mouthful, but that is what we are looking here today. So I went ahead and leveled her up to 150 because I figure if you're going to invest the EX roll, then you're probably going to invest the extra 10 levels. So yeah, that's what we're looking at here. Her stats go up a significant amount between level 150 and the Tech EX. Without it, she's got 503 special attack, and with it, she has 547 special attack. That is a 44 special attack increase. That's a lot, right? And of course, she gets extra stats everywhere else, right? The speed, the defenses, the HP, all pretty solid across the board. HP is very nice, speed's very nice, special attack's amazing. Yeah, and of course the Tech EX roll does apply a 1.5 times multiplier to her Nuke, 412 base power here at 3 out of 5, which is very, very strong. And again, she's getting extra stats, so the stats plus the Nuke power, plus just overall DPS from Bitter Malice and Mystifying Bitter Malice is going to go up tremendously. So we're going to take a look at Irida here in a few battles with her extra power, right? She is going to just decimate anything that she fights for the most part. So yeah, let's go ahead, hop into those battles, and have some fun. Alright, so I figure first, may as well maximize her Nuke, because of course the big thing about the EX roll is powering up the Nuke with that 1.5 times tech multiplier, so we're going to be utilizing that here and doing a lot of extra Nuke damage, right? So we're going to go ahead and use the same tune with Bertha. Bertha is a pretty decent partner for Irida in these short battles because she's able to do -2 attack and trap simultaneously. Plus she can do some relative tanking with her like Sandcastle, soothing sand abilities, and also evasion ability in sand, so you can kind of work with her as a tank. So it works out a little bit, nothing too crazy, nothing too strong, bad, whatever. And then I gave Cynthia here, of course, for the special defense debuffs plus the Ghost Zone. Very, very good stuff as well. So we also went for NPR on Irida's training move to maximize special attack and evasion, so this is pretty much your maximum Irida Nuke. We've got the maxed out Master Passive from Cynthia, we've got Ghost Zone, okay, I guess the attack obviously could be a bit, it could be better, 100%, but like, also, you're unlikely to be able to max enemy, debuff enemy attack to max on the first sync move, right? You're going to probably want to go for like a support EX or another Nuke, or just go for the underpowered Irida Nuke, which clearly just does a lot of good damage anyway. That's pretty strong. 16,000 on the middle, 23,000 on the side, and that wasn't even max attack debuffs. And no special defense debuffs on the middle either. Yeah, that's pretty strong. And then 14,000 damage with the buddy move. She's strong. What can you say, right? The big thing with Irida here is that, like, you could choose to go the conventional strategy of, you know, support EX, get the support EX in, damage the sides and middle and whatnot, get their attack debuff to max, get your evasion max by whatever method, have the trap and all of that, and then you could nuke on the second sync move with that support EX in for extra damage. They're gonna die too quickly for you to really need to do that. I mean, optimally, I could like showcase maximum Irida potential, right, with -6 attack, +6 evasion, -6 special defense, Ghost Zone, maybe bring a Ghost rebuff, something like that, whatever. But I just don't feel that is necessary because Irida is already doing so much damage with her Nuke plus the Mystifying Bitter Malice, and it's just really, really strong across the board. So I wouldn't be too focused on trying to maximize her Nuke just for the fact that she is already really, really strong. So yeah, Tech EX roll is definitely good though. That extra Nuke power definitely propels her to very, very good strength. So that's nice. Figured I'd go ahead and bring her in with some more free-to-play partners, right? We got Lodge Wally and Lucian, 2 general pool units. Well, you know, Lodge from a general pool unit. And they've got Growl, so that's fun. We got Growl on both these characters, and we got obviously the Stupefying 9 on Lucian for the AoE special defense debuff as well, which is extremely helpful there. We don't maximize Irida's stats in this. This is more of a, I'm not going to say like a minimalist thing, but it's just more like not maximizing her Nuke and just going pretty straightforward, like boom, we're going for the one training move, the Dire Hit Plus, and then boom, damage, right? Which I think that's fair. Obviously, you do have to deal with the lack of a crit sometimes, but hey, whatever, that's fine. That's just one setup or one problem of me using Lodge Wally. Oh well, it's fine. Doesn't really matter too much. So we go ahead and go for the Irida Nuke here with Trap and Sync, I think, is activated. It's pretty good. Even no Ghost Zone, reminder, no Ghost Zone. No maximized evasion debuffing, right? All that stuff is not necessary, and it's still doing pretty good damage, right? 10,000 damage across the board, from, without support EX and whatnot. That's pretty good. We could have gone for a Wally sync move if we wanted to, but we didn't need to. That was the point, is that we really just did not need to, and now we're just going to the point where, hey, we want to get Irida's Nuke in again, so let's go ahead and do that, right? Let's go ahead and do that. Mystifying Bitter Malice, another 8,000 damage. Pretty big numbers, and then we just heal up with Wally, because sure, why not? Wally is a pretty decent support. People do crap on him a little bit, which is fair, but like, I mean, the defensive buffs plus the main potions, not too bad. Wouldn't be too bad anyway if we didn't get like 3 of the same units in the month. 21,000 damage on Irida's Nuke, that's pretty good. For those who don't know, Irida's Tech Nuke at maximum power is equivalent to like Neo Champion Nate's, if not just straight up better. Though granted, for Nate, his is far easier to set up. So like, just to give Nate the benefit of the doubt there, his stuff is easier to set up, and they're about a similar level, I would say, in terms of overall strength. If not, with Irida, I think edging out a little bit, but again, Nate is far easier to set up, so take your poison there. But Irida also does have the better DPS, so keep all that stuff in mind. Either way, she's second/third best sync nuke in the game with the Tech EX roll for a striker, not like counting techs, right? For a striker sync nuke, she's up there. She is like top 3, which is pretty crazy for a special costume unit just released as like a part 2 of the anniversary, effectively. Pretty damn good, right? Pretty damn good. So overall, there it was, your free-to-play partners type of setup. Let's move on to the final battle, which I mostly just had fun with, honestly. I was like, you know what? Let's just use Eugene again. So, spoiler alert, that's what we did. And here we are to finish off with just a pretty basic setup. Special costume Jasmine, Eugene, double striker, basic support setup. Nothing crazy, nothing too gimmicky, right? This was just straight damage. Eugene, again, is able to set trap, which is very, very helpful for activating Irida's Nuke across all enemies, but that wasn't what I was really worried about here. I was mostly using Eugene for the nuking and then Irida for the damage. It's just that Eugene helping set up a trap means that Irida doesn't have to worry about having that damage loss from not having stationary target activated towards the end of the middle to end of the battle, which is helpful for sure. So that's nice. We're able to also use Jasmine here to maximize using stats, besides, +1 special attack, big whoop. Is what he doesn't use, but that's fine. We were able to use her for that. And without having to use Eugene's trainer move, meaning we could trap all enemies without having to worry too much about missing out on any damage, which is great. So that's nice. How about we go ahead and go for the Eugene Nuke and Irida DPS? So that's pretty much what this was about. Again, the Tech EX role is its biggest helper is helping out the sync nuke do extra damage, but you don't need it, right? You don't need to do all that big nuking damage with Irida. You can still make good use of the Tech EX roll from the +20 stats it gives. That alone is already pretty helpful, I would say. It's not like a major buff or anything, but it is something that is not worth investing into, but it is good, which is great. So yeah, we're able to use the Bitter Malices here and do some great damage, even without the Ghost Zone, with minimal special defense debuffs, whatever it may be. Irida's still able to work under, not suboptimal conditions per se, but conditions that aren't maximizing her true potential, right, which is great. So I think that's just about all you really need out of a character like this. A character that can work in multiple situations, that doesn't really need full investment to really work too well, because that's kind of something that you sacrifice more so when using free-to-play characters or something, or like less stronger characters, is that you may have to invest more into them to make them do better output. So maybe your resources are going to support, or like an enabler, like a tech that does rebuff or a zone or something. Irida, you don't really need to do that. You invest in her a little bit, and she's just going to go demolish the enemies for the most part, which is great. So I do appreciate that for pretty much any striker, which is something you should probably have as a baseline, being honest. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, Irida, she's got a great nuke now from the Tech EX roll. The first nuke was amazing, right? Ghost Zone, Ghost Zone trap, attack debuffs, maximum evasion buffs. Pretty much everything was maxed out besides the enemy's attack debuffs and special defense debuffs, right? But it was still good. It was still a really solid nuke. She didn't need maximized damage to really just wreck the opponent's day, which is great. And you can definitely copy that same setup of Bertha, Irida, and Cynthia for any shorter stadium battle, right? As long as they don't, like, obliterate you on sight, then you're still doing just fine, right? Because Bertha can act as a tank if need be. But yeah, overall, Irida, definitely a good benefiter of the Tech EX role. We're probably going to depending on if the battle rally is kind to me with what it gives, I'll be using her in some of these battle rally battles, and I should have that video up tomorrow, I hope. So be on the lookout for that. That'll be fun. So yeah, I'll see you all later. Hope you all enjoyed. Let me know what you think about Special Costume Irida with the Tech EX roll of 150, 3 out of 5, all of it, the whole shebang. She's got a whole lot. She's got a whole lot in that kit, and just a whole lot of strength, a whole lot of power that from between 1 out of 5 to 3 out of 5 EX roll, there's a lot to go in between there, right? So great strong character, great ghost character. Ghost needed the buff, it finally got the buff it needed, and yeah, there's your second best striker nuke in the game, I guess you could say. So yeah, I'll see you all later. I hope you all enjoyed.